So one of the most important considerations when we're dealing with someone who is an addict is to find out and to learn more about what it is that a person who's addicted, person who's an addict, what is that person going through? The word compassion means that you should try to understand that person, feel for that person, and then try to see how to practically help that person. So we're going to first understand a little bit the mindset of an addict. Has anyone ever dealt with a person who is addicted? Raise your hand. Does anybody know an addict? Raise your hand. Okay. So someone who is addicted to whatever it may be, there is something deep going on in their life. One of the first things and one of the most powerful aspect of their life is that they're having a psychological war internally. That means their body and their psychology, their physiology and psychology are having a big fight. And intelligence is not in the equation, and heart or God is not in the equation. So it's very important to understand that when someone is going through a psychological war internally, what's happening is that they basically become so involved that they are not able to put any energy onto anything else and any other aspects of their life other than what is required to be connected to with their addiction. Give me you an example. If I'm fighting with Ram, if my main focus is fighting with Ram, how can I attack him? How can I deal with him continuously? Can I give any attention to anyone else? It's very, very hard because this battle is consuming all of their mental and physical energy. So we have to understand that when we're in a relationship, emotionally involved with an addict, you may be involved, but please understand they are not involved. They may tell you that they love you, that they care about you, and they want to be with you. But their main battle is taking all of their attention, and they're using all those words simply to not lose the little bit of support that they may have that entertains their addictions. They're just holding on to you because you are somehow or other contributing to their addiction. Because a person who's an addict will make sure that everyone around them is sapped and zapped of their energies. Because they will always ask you for money, they will always ask you for a ride, they will ask you to give you some food. They will constantly be taking, and if you don't give them, then they will make you feel guilty. You don't feel sorry for me, you're heartless. And so then you are being subjected to their energy where you start to feel guilty for not helping them. Many times you'll find those people who are addicts, they're able to maintain relationships. Maintain, not flourish. They're able to somehow maintain a relationship. And then it's only a matter of time. If you ever stand up, then that relationship ends because addicts need to have somebody to latch onto. So in the yoga texts, wisdom texts, we understand that someone who is an addict, you have to put them in a place where they can actually deal with this severe issue. And it's not you. It should not be you, but a professional institution where they're expert in dealing with this. So like rehabs. If they're not in a rehab and they're in a, they're loose, uh, what we call them, loose cannons, they're just, then what will happen is that they will definitely zap you and sap your energy. Just like there is care for children in kindergarten, they have a children where they can learn and get some discipline, and pre-K. And there are places for children to learn. Similarly, all addicts need to be in one place so that they can learn how to deal and retrain themselves to cope with this addiction. If you think that you can heal someone, you're emotionally involved and they're an addict, if you think you can heal them, then you may be an illusion. Because their energy is fully being focused on fighting their psychological war. Body and the mind are continuously fighting, and you are definitely not a priority or or even a part of their life. You're simply an instrument to help them stay focused in their addiction. It also recommends that if you have compassion, that you research a rehab center for such a person where they can actually take this person and help them to get better. We have to understand that we are not saviors in this world. So that's why the wisdom text says that whenever you're emotionally involved with an addict, you have to first understand why is someone an addict? How did they get there? And then know that you have to take proper steps to make sure that they get proper help, because you may not be the one to be able to help them. And in yoga, we understand if you are emotionally involved and you become super attached, then there will be a heavy price for you to pay, because you're taking the position of God to try and solve someone else's serious problem. Most addicts, they don't know that they're an addict till a later stage in their life. Everyone in the world knows that they're an addict, but they themselves think they're not an addict, because it makes you delusional. Because you have to keep in mind, their attention is one, they're having a fight, okay? They're having a psychological warfare. Their body and their mind are fighting against each other, and it's continuously consuming all of their energy.
Alors,
And, and no one else's opinions, they cannot see anything beyond, their need to satiate uh, that that substance that fills that makes them feel like they have finally succeeded when they get their final bottle of beer or the final bottle of whatever, champagne. It's actually, there's a 12-step program that they have in Bhakti also. They have Bhakti recovery groups. So if you know anyone, you let me know and I'll connect them to the Bhakti recovery group. They have 12 steps. But the real compassion means you have to try to get them help, not that you're doing it yourself.